Hey everyone, it's me, Noah, for the Arc of Truth, and this time I'm going to be talking about the special election in Alabama. Just to let everyone know, especially my viewers in Alabama, the election is tomorrow, December 12th, so that's when the polls open. I do not know the exact times, but that is when the voting starts. Tomorrow. That's the election day. Anyway, I kind of want to talk about how this entire election has been evolving and what I think is going to happen in terms of who's going to be the winner. As far as so far, the entire purpose of the Alabama election becoming a major national issue all started back in September, to be honest, because Donald Trump actually supported incumbent Senator Luther Strange, who took the place of Jeff Sessions from his Senate seat, instead of Roy Moore, who was not Luther Strange. In fact, he never really served in the Senate or anything like that position, except when it comes to the judge and judicial stuff. But anyway. That was definitely a major thing, and especially the fact after Luther Strange actually lost the primary to Roy Moore. Now at first things started to cool down. That was until November, when the sexual allegations came in, with Roy Moore being accused of sexually harassing inmate girls who were at the time, back in the 70s. Teens, like 14 to 16-year-olds. So this was definitely a major issue, and it came out at a time when Harvey Weinstein and a few other people, especially in Congress, and even in the entertainment industry, all were being targeted because of these allegations. Some of them were true, others may be true or may not be true, and others not true. But either way, this whole accusation thing has definitely made an impact, especially after we've seen Harvey Weinstein getting the possibility of being charged, and John Conyers officially resigning from the House of Representatives, and now Franken, who actually had photographic evidence of groping a woman, resigning from the Senate. This is just becoming big news. Now, with that in mind, that entire thing has been the focus of this election. The whole allegation against Roy Moore, whether he is innocent or guilty. Some people are, in fact, it's becoming apparent that this is going into a term of party lines. Like Doug Jones, he's been constantly attacking Roy Moore for these accusations as if they were true. And it's like, if you vote for me, then you're obviously saying that he's guilty. If you're voting for Roy Moore, you're saying that he's innocent, or you may be complicit with him. It's basically making on this a very partisan issue, and it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. This is the fact that sexual harassment and rape and other similar charges like this are a big issue that all of us, liberal or conservative, agree on. Hain, it shouldn't be a political issue at all. In fact, I'm willing to bet that at least 99% of all liberals and conservatives would agree that anyone charged with these crimes, whether or not they are Republican or Democrat, should be sent to jail. Doesn't matter if they're red or blue. Now, despite the accusations that have been falling across Roy Moore, I think he's going to win tomorrow. The reason why I say this is the timing of the accusations. It's already about maybe a month or so since the allegations were introduced. And despite the fact that it's very close to the election, there was actually ample time to actually see whether or not, or well, to basically look into the evidence and dissect it. From what we can tell, a lot of the evidence that was based on Roy Moore, it was actually proven to be false or contrary. In fact, there was this one time where a mall manager from back in the 70s, where one person actually claimed that this one mall actually banned Roy Moore from entering because of issue of him trying to go after girls. This manager at the time said to his knowledge, he does not know anything about that. Now, and there's also the recent announcement where this one girl, I forgot her name. In fact, it's not really important. There's already like 9 accusers out there, so it's kind of hard to keep track of them now. But this one girl this one woman who had a yearbook with her said that Roy Moore actually signed it back in the 70s, and it turned out that she actually wrote some of it down, which is definitely going to be a bigger issue for her when it comes to proving this all correct. That is the first reason. This already has been examined, both the evidence and the accusations, and then some of them are, and many of them are actually debunked. The second one, Doug Jones. Basically, he is the mainstream liberal Democrat. He's pro-abortion, he's pro-gay marriage, and he was appointed by Bill Clinton. I mean, that alone just would turn off a lot of voters in the state of Alabama. Alabama is very conservative. It is very conservative. It is anti-gay marriage, anti-abortion. In fact, it would be it would be literally suicide for the Democrats to continue to put all this effort in basically many stronghold red states. At least in my opinion. Although I could be wrong because, well, we've seen this before back in the 2016 election where Trump broke through that blue wall that Hillary Clinton needed, but instead lost to Donald Trump. So, while it is possible that something like that may happen, odds are it's very unlikely. I mean, Alabama, much like the rest of the South, has a deep, centralized culture when it comes to politics. It's very conservative when it comes to that front, and after hearing this, after hearing about his policies and his beliefs, that would definitely not suit the majority of Alabamians. Third, Doug Jones and just advertising to gain the vote. His idea of going around Alabama is actually hurting his campaign. Because he is focusing more on attacking Doug Jones, or no, not Doug Jones, Roy Moore, instead of going to the people himself and actually talk about his political issues and what he's going to do. Like I said before in my second reasoning, his positions would just turn them all off. So I would understand why he's going negative when it comes to using his political ads to gain the Senate seat. But to be fair, that would not really get too much of the vote. You would need to have a basic platform in order to have a good standing with people. At least a few of them. Maybe even make a few compromise decisions. If that would be if I were Doug Jones. But considering his track record, that would not. It would definitely be in a way, or well, it would just not really go well for Alabamians. The main thing I have with this is basically the main problem with his negativity is how it's being advertised. An example would be recently there was actually this advertisement from the Mail where it was only sent to African Americans about basically trying to race bait blacks into voting for Doug Jones over the fact that over the fact that Roy Moore was accused of these allegations. And in this ad, it states that would a black man want a senator like this to represent them in the Senate? Obviously, in a way, and in a way that's what it kind of says. But it also shows a black man on the advertisement. But again, it just from what I saw in one of the news outlets, it turns a lot of black voters off. Which are a big pace when it comes to the Democratic Party, especially in the South. And considering that, it's definitely going to hit his poll numbers. I think whether or not he realizes it, Doug Jones is actually alienating his base. This negativity is actually affecting him so badly that the African Americans, as I said before, many of them were originally going to vote for Doug Jones, but now they're thinking of voting not at all, actually, which is definitely going to be hitting Doug Jones quite a bit. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think over time, as the votes are counted tomorrow, Roy Moore will be the next senator for the state of Alabama. But as always, I have been wrong. However, current polls suggest that Roy Moore is likely to be the one who will take the Senate seat. Who knows? Honestly, I am basically going to wait until the poll numbers show specifically who is currently in the lead. That's all I have for you today. My name is Noah Mian from The Art of Truth. Please subscribe, comment on this video, share it, and again, subscribe. Thank you.